Hey readers, welcome back to the Book Nook Report, a segment where we share a list of upcoming releases, whether those are books, music, TV shows, movies, and more, and give you all the deets so you can keep the release dates on your radar.
I can't believe we're already in May. Desiree, is there anything that you're particularly excited about before we get into our list?
Definitely. When I saw the news, I think it was last week or the week before last, almost threw my phone across the room.
Yep, yep.
But Mariana Zapata announced her new book, and it's coming out not this weekend, but the next. So I think it's
Whoa.
May 2nd. And it sounds like she's going to be keeping up with the supernatural theme that we saw in When Gracie Met the Grump, which I believe was her latest release a few years ago. And it's called The Things We Water. So I'm very excited about that one. But what about you?
Okay, well, I didn't have anything specific besides the Mariana Zapata book as well. I too, my phone was on the edge of being thrown. But oh, my dog, sorry, he's
Oh,
kicking my computer. Um,
I love Malfoy.
But I just finished the book that I thought came out in May, came out in March. So I figured let me try to swindle this into the conversation. So
Mhm.
it's Wild Side by Elsie Silvers. This book checked all my tropes: marriage of convenience, enemies to lover, forced proximity, brooding, secretive, hero. And
Mhm.
it's about a girl named Tabitha and Reese. I think that's how you say it. I'm getting ACOTAR flashbacks when
Yeah.
I had read all the whole series, and then it wasn't until I got onto Book Talk that I realized that I had been saying Rise in my head the entire time. And then I made one video about it, and I got completely demolished online.
Of
Anyways,
course. Of
we
course.
don't need to talk about my ACOTAR trauma. Who, so Tabitha and Reese enter a fake marriage to secure custody of her nephew Milo.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that trope.
Reese is a professional wrestler,
Mhm.
and is the epitome of that grumpy, protective male lead, while Tabitha is strong. She's independent. Um, she's so witty. I love their banter in that book so much, and the chemistry. Oh. I wrote down electric, but I need a stronger word for that.
Mhm.
Because he is living in her house, but he's living in the basement and she's living upstairs. So it's kind of like one bed trope, but one house trope. And
Mhm.
it's like, anyways, let me not get ahead of myself. And the slow burn tension is off the charts. And yeah, I just finished it and think any romance lover should give it a chance, give it a
Mhm.
whirl.
Elsie Silver is just so good at writing small town kind of vibe romances.
Hmm.
I read, which one was it? Is it Fearless? I can't remember.
Powerless, fearless.
What's the first one? They're right there. Wait a second.
I think
Um,
it's power.
it's
Um,
Flawless. The first
oh,
one,
oh,
the pink one is Flawless, and then I also read Heartless. I've read those
mm,
two, and I have the others, but I haven't read them yet. I really like to read my small town romances in the summer, so
I get
I'm
that.
holding on for that.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's the vibe. It's the perfect vibe.
Hmm.
So, with that, we're going to get into our new releases report, starting off with books, of course. So, on May 6th, we're going to have the release of My Friends by Frederick Backman. And Frederick's works have been relatively popular on social media, especially the Beartown series.
Hmm.
I have not read them yet, but I've heard so many amazing things, and I actually did receive an arc of My Friends. So I have been anxiously waiting to get into that, to just get into like the right mood to jump into it. But have you read anything by Frederick yet?
I have. He wrote Anxious People, right?
He did. Yeah, he
Yeah,
also did
I
A Man Called Otto, I think. Or
right. I
is that the
haven't
name
read
of the
that.
movie? Or because I know they
Oh yeah.
switched the name.
Oh, with like a huge actor in it, I
Yeah,
think.
it was of course now I can't remember.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, he played in Groundhog's Day. That's like my cue to
Yeah.
remember. But the book is named A Man Called Ove, and I think the movie they switched it to A Man Called Otto. I think
Oh.
maybe.
Anxious People was great, and I don't know, I kind of gravitated towards it because of the title, and I'm like, wait,
Mhm.
that's so me. But it was very fun, very fast paced, and very like a unique plot line because I read it so long ago, but I'm pretty sure it was like a bank is getting robbed or something,
Yeah.
and all these different types of people are thrown together, and it was really good. On the same day, there'll be the release of His Face is the Sun by Michelle Jabes Corpora, which is pitched as an ancient Egyptian Game of Thrones for YA readers. There's going to be romance, there's going to be magic, adventure, and horror collide in the start of this lush epic trilogy. And allegedly perfect for fans of Lee Bardugo and Tahara Mafi. Um, and that's bringing me back to my ancient Egyptian mythology obsession I had as a child.
House of Anubis.
Yep. Sabuna. And also Rick Riordan wrote
Mhm.
another series like Percy Jackson, but it was about Egyptian mythology. I can't remember
Mhm.
the name of it, but I loved it.
Okay, fun fact, I my aunt on my dad's side is able to read hieroglyphs.
Whoa, what a
Yeah.
flex.
She she traveled to Egypt, I think more than once. And I am very jealous because I also like I hyperfixated on everything Egyptian myth when I was like 8.
Mhm.
And even though I hate the heat and I can't stand it, I still dream of going to Egypt someday. So
Me too.
yeah,
That's on my
very
bucket
excited
list.
for this one. Yeah.
hmm And a few other titles that are releasing on the 6th of May is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, The Book of Records by Madeline Thien, and Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends by Tia Williams.
I'm so
And
excited.
I freaking loved 7 Days in June. I thought it was
Hmm.
the perfect mixture of heartache and but while maintaining that romance and that how do I say that? Like maintaining that quality that you look for in a romance book, but
Hmm.
it had a lot of depth and layers to it. So I'm very excited for this book. Audrey and Bash are
Yeah.
just friends.
I believe it's her YA debut, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
perfect.
I saw. I said, let me confirm. I think it is. I saw a video of her with like a Audrey and Bash are just friends T-shirt a couple days
Mhm.
ago. I want to make sure that I'm right. Is it? Oh yeah. Audrey, who plans to write a teenage self-help book to improve her Stanford application, needs Bash's help to have more fun this summer.
Love
That sounds
that.
interesting.
Oh, I love Friends to Lovers. We should have an episode just about tropes
Yes,
and sort of
absolutely.
ranking them.
Oh,
I
I
used to.
also, sorry,
hmm
I want to flag this for you because I saw a comment from one of our listeners a few weeks ago. That's actually two that said they want the Pedro episode.
Oh,
So you are tasked with getting us ready for that because you're the
oh.
professional. So,
Do we have 4 hours? Because that's what I'm gonna need to talk about Petro, um, especially with the recent um, um,
hmm, yeah, we'll talk.
trauma
We'll
that
talk
we're
about
all
it.
enduring. I think it's a
Yeah.
perfect time for us to get together and um, just celebrate the highlights of Pedro Pascal.
Hmm.
Um, oh shoot, you shouldn't have said that, Desiree. Y'all shouldn't have said that. Prepare to be sick of me.
I think people are looking forward to it.
Incredible.
Awesome. So after that, we've got. Where am I? Oh, yes. Another book that I'm personally really excited about is Home Has No Borders by Samira Ahmed and Sona Chirapotra. It's an uplifting contemporary teen anthology celebrating South Asian stories and writers. So this releases on May 13th alongside various other titles. I feel like recently every single Tuesday has so many amazing releases.
Mhm.
But on May 13th, we're going to have The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong, which I know a lot of people are going to be looking forward to that one. Okay. Then we'll have 32 Days in May by Betty Corello, Begotten by Kate Cherrill, and Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan.
So good.
Hmm.
I have yet to read anything by Ocean Vuong, but I always am saving his quotes
Mm-hmm.
from, and like you'll see on our Fable Instagram, there's always an Ocean Vuong quote there
Mm-hmm.
because his writing is prolific, and I can say that despite not having read it. I just know it's going to destroy me, so that's why I've
Mm-hmm.
been putting it off. And it's like about his mother, and anything with
Yeah.
like mothers, I will
Mm-hmm.
start crying
I
at
feel
any
you.
given moment.
We studied one poem that's like outside of what's the book that Ocean's most recognized for?
On Earth, we are briefly gorgeous.
Yes, okay. It was a poem outside of that book, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm,
and we studied it in class, and it was just like everyone was teary-eyed when our
yeah.
professor was reading it out loud. So definitely something you need to be in the mood for.
Yeah. So moving on to May 20th, there's a lot of exciting releases, one of which being the highly anticipated The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig.
So excited.
Rachel's The Shepherd King duology has had book talk literally in a chokehold for the last few years. I
Hmm.
just downloaded the book myself, so obviously we're all super excited for Rachel's new book.
The duology holds such a special place in my heart. I was actually telling Cameron about this a few days ago that I finished reading Two Twisted Crowns on my way home for the holidays 2 years ago, and I was just bawling my eyes out the entire time. And it's just one of the best romantasy series I've ever read. The characters, the setting, just like everything was so unique and refreshing and captivating. Like you cannot put it down.
Yeah.
So I'm beyond excited for The Night and the Moth. I tried getting into Orbit's DMs a few times to get an arc, but I failed. But it's fine. We'll read it when it comes out.
Yeah, Desiree said gothic and romantasy, and I said, yep, sign me up,
Hmm. Yep.
downloaded. So if you're into, a dark vibe, misty kingdoms, morally gray magic system, the broody captain and the girl with a literal nightmare living in her head,
Hmm.
that's my kind of romantasy chaos. So
Hmm.
I'm ready to be emotionally wrecked in the best way. Thank you, Rachel. You can have all my money.
And with The Night and the Moth, I again we were chatting about this, and it's just again such a unique concept.
Hmm.
I feel like Rachel has like the most crazy ideas that she brings to
Hmm.
life, and with The Night and the Moth, the FMC is going to be tasked with she's do they use the term medium or what's the
I
word
think
that
you
they use?
said profit?
I
Profit?
think, yeah, yes. Okay. So a prophetess is going to be forced to be set on like a quest to figure out the future of this very, very important knight, but he is the one person that she cannot see their future. So I can feel all the morally gray, angsty vibes coming
Hmm.
towards us, and I can't wait.
It's giving Edward and Bella.
Truly.
And I'll read anything that gives me the same level of joy that I'm still trying to search for since reading the Twilight series.
Joy
Uh,
is also an interesting choice of word.
Joy, I don't know. I just woke up from a nap, people. I don't have words.
Uh,
Um,
I think we get it, though. We totally get
yeah,
it.
you get it. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay, what else do we have coming out?
So a few other titles that are also releasing on the 20th is Left Forever by Tara DeWitt, The Love Haters by Catherine Center, What Will People Think by Sarah Hamden, The Memory Collectors by Dee Meserve, We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough.
And for the last pub day of May, we're going to have Tell Them You Lied by Laura Loeffler and The Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson. So obviously, we can't possibly talk about every single book that's releasing in May because, like we said earlier, there are so many every single week. So we're going to make a list on Fable with as many May releases as we can possibly find. And so we're going to link that in the description so you can check it out. But this brings us to TV shows and movies. Cami, what should we have on our radar for May?
Okay, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for some celebrity drama. So I will be tuning in for Another Simple Favor coming out this May 1st. And I know it's bad, but I'm already living for the chaos between Blake Lively's recent drama and oh shoot, I should have tagged there's one creator who has made such an in-depth 8-part series
Oh,
that goes over all the legal documents between Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni. Um, and it was just very informative. And if you guys have any thoughts on that drama, I would love to know. I would love to chat. Let's have a
yeah,
discourse about it.
yeah,
Um,
crazy times.
and yeah. And the fact that Michele Morone, yes, yes, Michele Morone, the Italian heartthrob from 365 DNI. If you are under the age of 18, don't even look up those letters, okay? Do
Oh my
not.
God.
But I, as a adult woman with free will, have watched that movie multiple times. And Michele Morone, what can I say about this man? But I'm clearing my schedule. And fun fact about me, I live in Italy,
Okay,
okay?
you're obliged. You
So
must.
it's my patriotic duty to support this man. He's basically the international, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But the man knows how to look at a camera, you know?
That he does.
He's got a great look to him. So do I really care about the plot of the movie? No. I'm sorry. I said it. But I'm excited to stare at his face for 2 hours. So that's my truth, and I will stick by it. But if you're into murder secrets, couture fits, and a steamy Italian twist, I believe it's like a wedding in Capri, then, and obviously someone gets murdered at said wedding. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be twisted, and it's going to have Michaela Morone in it. Did I
I
mention
gotta
that?
watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep me posted on that.
of
I'm
course.
definitely intrigued,
It's my
and I'm
duty.
gonna take that as my cue to talk about all things K-dramas. So there is one particular K-drama releasing in May that is on my radar, and that's because it has Park Bo-young, who's starring in it, and she's playing two characters at the same time.
Oh.
Something only she could do because she's amazing. And the drama is Our Unwritten Soul. So it follows two twin sisters, Yumi Ji and Yumi Dae, who both are played by Boyoung. So even though they look identical, their lives are drastically different. Miji, the younger twin, who was once a promising athlete but now leads a carefree life filled with various odd jobs. And then there's, in contrast, her sister Mire, who's the older twin, who's a perfectionist, who's found success in corporate worlds. Both sisters are dissatisfied with their lives and they decide to swap identities. So
Oh,
I
a
feel like,
little adult
yeah,
parent trap.
exactly. And so, as they explore each other's worlds, they encounter new challenges that compel them to reconsider their views on life, love, and happiness. So,
What's that?
if it's anything like what Park Bo Young has acted in before, it's either going to be absolutely heartbreaking
Hmm.
or it's going to be heartbreaking and heartwarming at the
Okay,
same
let's
time.
hope for the latter. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that brings us to the end of our May report. So thank you so much for joining us today. And if there are any May releases, whether those be books, music, TV shows, movies, whatever, that you have on your radar, please share in the comments. We would love to chat about them with you. And if you'd like to check out the extensive book list that we mentioned earlier, you can find it under lists on the main Fable profile on the Fable app.
Awesome. So that's it for us today. Sorry about the Michaela Morone stuff. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on @GetFable on TikTok or @Fable on Instagram for more bookish content.
Amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on the Book Nook.